Hello and welcome back to Jimbo's PC Builds. Today I'm going to do another build video. So today I'm going to do a build that's a little bit different. I'm going to be building like a PC that's going to be compact but specific for like editing videos and stuff like that. Recently I upgraded my main machine to a 7800X3D, which isn't the greatest basically CPU for editing videos, which means my process is currently taking longer than it should. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a system around my previous 5950X, which will hopefully enable me to edit videos a lot faster. So without further ado, let's have a look at the parts that we're going to be putting in the build today. Alright, here we go. So firstly, I'm going for the A3 MATX from Lian Li. I've looked at some reviews of this case online and it does very, very well in reviews. The other thing I've got new is a RM850E, which is the power supply I'm going to be using for this build. Another thing that's new is the motherboard, which is going to be the MSI Pro B550M-VC Wi-Fi. What a mouthful, but it's a micro ATX motherboard and it'll do its job just great. Of course we've got the, and it's the wrong box by the way, but it's going to be the 5950X. I've got 32 gigs of G-Skill memory. I may replace this in the future, but for now I've got this on hand, so I'm going to use that. Storage wise, I'm going to just put in a 2TB Crucial NVMe drive for now. I've got 3 fans from Thermalright, the RGB fans that I'm going to put in. This hasn't got a glass on it, so it probably won't be able to see them too much, but it's just, I just want to make sure there's decent cooling. And then for my graphics card, it's one of the Asus Tough Gaming 6600 XT. The reason I'm putting this in and the reason I don't use it in anything else is it only works on the quiet BIOS. So it basically was one of my graphics cards in one of my main machines at one point, but because of that issue I replaced it. So for this it's going to be more than fine because I'm not really going to game on it at all. So for that. Now the last thing is the cooler. So let's bring out what I'm going to use. I reviewed this in a previous video. It's the Noctua NH-D12L. It's more of a compact air cooler, but it's going to be perfectly suited for this case. I don't want anything too large, and also because it's Noctua, it'll be nice and quiet. What I might do with this, I might add an additional fan to it because I've got some Noctua fans knocking around. Then I may be able to stick one on the back, but we'll wait and see. But that's the cooler I'm going to put in as well. Alright, so that's all the parts I'm going to put in it. Let's do the old build montage, and then at the end we'll walk you through the final build. So this is how the build came out in the end. I managed to get the cables across the top using the run. I also kept the cable ties that came with the fans on, so I was able to tuck them underneath the fans themselves. The rest of the power supply cables went in the section below the power supply. Everything else seemed to have rerouted quite clean. The cooler fitted no problem whatsoever, and the graphics card was a little bit snug. As you can see, the cables are pretty touching at the end there. But apart from that, it came out really well. So let's do a bit of a test boot and see if everything works. Alright, here we go. All the RGBs coming on, because obviously, you know, it goes faster with RGB, as always. And let's have a look at the screen. Oh, sorry for all the glare of the light. See if we get the BIOS, and there we go. Test boot completed successfully. Alright, I'll give you my final thoughts on the case and the build right now. So all in all, I felt the build came out really well. Very pleased with the case. It was easy to work in. As with every small case like this, you know, cable management is a bit of a challenge. There was a couple of runs where you've got the one run across the top, which is where the power extension cable goes that you can use for your CPU power, stuff like that. Everything else though, you've got to try and just tuck away in gaps. As a case, because you can use a full size ATX power supply and a micro ATX board instead of ITX, for the size of the case and with the size of GPU you're able to put in it, it's pretty good. The only thing that really I had trouble with is the power supply should have gone all the way up. It looks like with an ATX power supply you can't get it all the way up. You've only got to get it to the next to last, which putting it further up would have been more beneficial because it would have been easier to get the graphics card in. But apart from that, I thought it went really well. Yeah, no, as you've seen, I've done a test boot. It all works fine. So all I've got to do now is install the operating system on it and put my editing software on it, and then I'll be able to use this as my editing rig. So I'm looking forward to that. I may put a couple of games on it, I don't know. Probably not. I'll just stick to Adobe on it and then we'll go from there. And you know, I might post a short up in the not too distant future saying how it's going, whether it's done well, editing videos and stuff like that. I'll wait and see. You know, we'll see how it goes. Alright, well, I hope you found that build video entertaining. They're not, you know, it's kind of a mini review of the case as well, but realistically the build video is just about a build and having a bit of fun. If you've got any questions about the case or anything part of the build, please put them in the comments down below. If you liked the video, then please put a like on. If you didn't like the video, if you do put a dislike, please put a comment in the box down below with a comment on how we could improve the video or improve the channel in general. If you didn't like the video, then please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. My cadence of videos is try to do one a month. We're going to be a bit all over the place, so hitting that bell icon will let you know when I've got a video coming up. Alright, well, that's all the YouTube stuff done. Thank you very much for watching and take care.